Thanks. Recording in progress. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So just so you know, I'm recording this. So I'm here with David and Grace McIver. They've been clients with PWF for about 8 or 9 years now. Properties within self-managed super fund, a couple of properties outside of self-managed super fund, and of course now David and Grace getting only a couple of years away from retirement, so a little bit of a restructure. But I really wanted to get some feedback from you both as to how the journey started and how it's been, and whether it's put you, do you think, in a better position now that you're coming into retirement?
Yeah, well, we got I think it was an email or a message of some kind at a time when we were looking at how much tax we were paying and what we're going to be doing in 10 to 15 years' time. And it just come along at the right time, and we went to the presentation and understood what the idea was and could see the benefits in it, and just took it from there. Slowly at first, but
So we've sold now, and we're actually bought our new home, and we don't have a mortgage anymore. There's no rent. We've got money in the bank, so we're getting ready to retire. So yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Money we probably wouldn't have had, or the amount of money
We wouldn't have had that amount of money.
and we're not taking the journey.
One of the things that we often talk to our clients about in terms of preparing for retirement is there's two components, and one, of course, is making sure that home is paid off now. And as I say, you've got to a position now where your home, no mortgage, money in the bank, income coming from that. So what do you think was that made the PWF program stand out from maybe what else was out in the market at that time when you started?
First, it's probably opportunity. It just, as I said, came along at the right time. We were not financial wizards, or we're not in that kind of industry. We understood that property has a steady growth, and it's not a big risk, or not as big as some of the stock market. And we thought, it went to the presentation, and as I said, it just kind of clicked, and I pretty much understood what was required and where we were going in the future.
I think with PWF, it was the people who supported us along the way. There's been a few different people, but it was the people who supported us along the way.
The different people, they're all with the same attitude and the same goal, and to help us and provide a really good service when we need it.
So now that you're only a couple of years away from retirement, I know that this is something that the three of us have been talking about for the last 6 or 8 years, isn't it? Getting towards that, getting a bit closer to retirement. Do you think your retirement's going to be a lot better and a lot more enjoyable because of the program with PWF?
Oh, definitely. We wouldn't have had, if we had just stayed as we were, just paying off a mortgage and just taking on our work super, we would never have had enough money in the bank to be able to retire, and I think it's
not comfortably
as we can now.
And I mean, you were in a situation where you were able to set up a self-managed super fund with a couple of properties as well. So you believe that was beneficial in your circumstance?
Oh, definitely. We went in. We purchased one property, and without setting up super fund, we wouldn't have been able to buy the two for the self-managed super fund, and then later on, or not that much later on, the second personal investment property. We wouldn't have been in that position. Kind of busy just having that kind of money unless you've gone lotto, and that hasn't happened yet. So.
No, it doesn't happen for many people. It would be nice to win it, but I have to say it's not part of the PWF investment strategy, lotto. If there's one word that you could use to describe your experience with PWF, what would that be and why?
Mm. Yeah. Well, I felt comfortable in dealing with it, and
Supported.
yeah, or if I had a question or a problem or an issue or anything I wasn't really sure about, I could ring yourself or anyone at PWF at the time to provide me with that reassurance and information and an explanation, because we always had questions and they were always answered, so which made it a lot easier to go forward and stick to the plan, because at times you second guess yourself.
Yeah.
And when we did, we always were able to get an answer that made sense. It wasn't full of words and phrases that the financial community used to confuse people that aren't in that area of or don't have the expertise.
Yeah, one word I'd say supported.
Supported.
Supported all the way through. Yeah.
And last question for you both. What would you say to someone who's sitting on the fence and thinking, oh, shall I or shan't I get involved with PWF Credit Connection? What would your words of advice be for them, someone like that?
Well, I would say go earlier than we did, because we left it a little late in life to take that step. And I think had we done it a couple of years earlier, we would have been a little bit further forward than where we're in a good position now, we believe, but we would have been in a better position than we are at the moment. But we're happy with where we are and we're comfortable, but don't leave it too long, because things change, and we were lucky that things fell into place right towards with our initial slow pace of the investment properties building, but then towards and then it started to move ahead. But I reckon if we had started 3 or 4 or 5 years earlier, we could have, then we would have had a much better time. Not much, well, that's not right, but we would have been a little bit further forward, but we don't need that extra. We've done really well, done exceptionally well actually with PW's help and Credit Connection, of course.
Well, I would just tell them that go for it. Just be supported and everything, and you know, you might end up like us and have no mortgage down the track. It's a very, very nice feeling not to have a mortgage over your head, especially with the interest rates coming up now.
It's also very nice that when your pay comes in every fortnight, you actually don't have to give half of it to somebody else.
Yeah.
As in a bank or a rental property. If you're renting, like we were the last couple of months between selling and buying houses, we're renting, which I found horrible.
Yeah. And it's a really, really good point you mentioned as well, just the satisfaction and security, knowing that your home is yours, but you don't have to make those repayments, as you say, with interest rates going up. And you know, even though you're only a couple of years away from retirement, you're both actually still really young, so you've achieved it a lot earlier than most people would as well. So thanks for taking the time today.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks for your help.
That's right. Hey, now I'm going to just stop the recording. Let's stop the recording if I can.